welcome back to the channel, and today we are doing another one of these buy or skip Nintendo Switch game videos. I really like doing these because they're kind of like a bunch of mini reviews, and you as a buyer can hear my opinions on whether or not you should like buy or skip. It's that simple. So today we have a bunch of cozy games that I've been playing, mostly new games, although there's a couple old ones thrown in there. They're new to me. So let's get going with the first one. All right, starting off the list is probably the most recent big game that's come out. I did a full review on this one. I did a launch stream on this one. So if you want to hear my full thoughts, check out the review. I'll try to remember to put that in the description. But Endless Ocean Luminous has been the topic of discussion, and I did make a review on it. I did give it a 7 out of 10. I think I gave it like a 70 as my score. And in the review, I basically said, like, you know, it's a diving exploration game. The story is pretty bad, but if you just kind of want to zone out and relax, you should pick it up. Now, what are my feelings after playing it for, I think I'm at like 20 hours now, 25 hours. My feeling is kind of the same. I actually am leaning more to, my score didn't change, but I'm leaning more to like, everyone should buy this game. I just feel like it is the definition of cozy. I've been having a lot of fun with it. Now, I still do think the story is bad. I've done more of the story since my review. The story is really bad. It's basically just cutscenes with AI voice talking over it. Just forget that. But the solo dives, and especially the multiplayer dives, and I said this in my review too, both very good, both very relaxing. It is a game that I'm going to be playing pretty much all summer before bed. It's super cozy. Now, the game is $49.99, and of course I'm going to say buy this game, by the way. Yeah, it's $49.99. I do think that is a little premium for what you're getting. I do think this game would probably be better at like that $30 price tag. But the reason why I'm recommending this game so much is each time you dive, the map is totally different. And like, it's not drastically different, but some maps you'll have this big sunken pirate ship. Other maps you'll have a lot of like coral tunnels and stuff. Some maps might just be, you know, your basic ocean floor, but that kind of makes you appreciate the other sort of wild maps. So I think because the gameplay is so varied and you never really know what you're going to see or find, I find myself going back to this game so much. So yeah, I'm going to recommend it. Endless Ocean's a good time. Next up, let's talk about another big Nintendo game. There hasn't been a ton of like first party Nintendo stuff this year, but I do want to talk a little bit about Princess Peach Showtime. So this game came out, what, like a month or so ago? I don't know. It's a full retail price of $59.99, and it's basically Princess Peach starring in her own video game. Now, I did play this on stream to completion if you want to check out, you know, my reactions to things. But I'm kind of mixed on this. Have you ever played a game where like you really enjoy it, but like once you're done, you just never think about it again? I feel like that's a bad sign. And even though I think this game is really good, like it's very good, I don't know if I could fully recommend this game because of a few reasons. First of all, the price. It's about an 8-hour game, give or take. I kind of went fast through this game, but I did take my time in certain aspects. So it's about an 8-hour game for a full $60. There's not a ton of replay value. And I think the biggest thing is, you know, like there's simple games like this that I enjoy, like Kirby and Yoshi and Mario games. And I do tend to go back to these and enjoy myself even more the second time around. But I feel like this game, a lot of the enjoyment was experiencing these big twists and turns that happened. And I don't know if I would get that same feeling playing this game again. For example, there are multiple levels where you play as a detective, and it was really fun to sort of, you know, solve these mini mysteries. But if I played this game again, I would know them. I would know the twists and turns and the puzzles and stuff like that. And I don't think that's necessarily fair, but I'm just being honest because you only get 8 hours out of this game. So if you're just thinking to yourself, oh, I'll just replay it in another year or two, I don't think it's going to have that big of an impact. So I'm going to say skip. just because there are so many other games, like I said, Yoshi, Kirby, Mario games, and even like indie games that I feel like will give you even more gameplay than this. So I will say skip, but I want you to know, if you do have any interest, or especially younger kids, I do recommend this game, but it's a tough sell for an 8-hour game. So like, I love you, Peach, but I just can't recommend you. Next up, let's talk about I would say mini sort of indie game, and that is Sticky Business. Now, I heard about this game before. It came out on Steam earlier, and I was really excited for it to come out on Nintendo Switch. I stream this game on the channel as well, if you want to check that out. But Sticky Business is basically like a small business, sort of like Etsy simulator. And it's really simple. You design stickers with assets that are already in the game, and you basically run a little online store. So I don't know, the whole like vibe of the game is you make your stickers, you list them in your store, and then every day, like every new day in game, you're packing up orders and things like that. It's very simple. There's not a lot to this game. The cool things I think that are like the selling point, obviously the price, it's only $9.99. There is like a $1 or $2 DLC that adds even more assets into the game. And if you get really into the game, I would say to purchase that as well. I think it's a fair price. The enjoyment for me came in other ways. Like designing the stickers can take you, if you're not very creative like me sometimes, can take you like a couple minutes, but if you really want to make like a really cool sticker, it could take you upwards of like 20 to 30 minutes to make really in-depth stickers. One thing for me was I noticed that the in-game days were like flying by, and I really didn't like that. But there is a setting that you can control how long the day is, so you can get a lot more done. I would definitely recommend that if you're going to pick this up. But Sticky Business, long story short, I would recommend this game. I think this is worth a buy. Again, it's very simple. I don't think you're going to get a ton of playtime out of this, but I could see going back, picking up, playing the game, designing a couple stickers, running through a couple business days. Like, it's really fun. I don't know. There's not a lot to it, but I feel like for $9.99, I would recommend this game. Maybe wait on it, but I think this is worth a buy. Next up is a game that is not getting enough attention, and that is called Surmount. Now, this is, I don't really know how to explain it. It's kind of like a physics-based puzzle/adventure game. I'll just explain it this way. You play as a rock climber, and you basically show up to this town, and you do sort of mini missions for the townspeople. And again, it's a physics-based climber. So the L trigger is like your left arm. So it's like every time you hit the left trigger, your arm moves that way. And then if you hit the right trigger, your arm moves that way. So it's like, it's really funky and kind of unnatural, but that's like where the enjoyment comes, because it's just awkward to control, but that's by design. The beauty of this game, though, is the NPCs. The writing in this game is really good, and honestly reminds me of some of the older Animal Crossing games. It's a weird comparison, but I feel like the townspeople have so much personality that it's just really enjoyable to interact and do these missions and just kind of see how their stories, turn out. This game is $14.99. If you didn't know yet, I would recommend buying this game. Maybe wait for it, but I do think the quality is there. I feel like $14.99 for this type of game. Again, the quality is there. I feel like it's worth it. I have really nothing bad to say. There, you can customize your character. You can unlock different, clothing items and stuff. It's a good time, and I can see myself, going back to this one just to complete it. And this might be one of those games that I tried 100%. So Surmount, $14.99. I would say buy it. Next up, I don't want to spoil what I'm going to say, but next up is Lake. I absolutely love Lake. However, I did mention this in like an upcoming video that I did. Lake is a fantastic indie game. Let's start with the positives. Lake is a fantastic indie game. If you didn't know what it's about, you basically play as this female character who has moved to the city, and you're like this businesswoman, and you know, you're kind of killing it, but you come back home to your little like mountain town and help out your father while he's on vacation, and you sort of run his postal route, right? The beauty of it though is that this is a town you used to live in. So you get up every day and you just deliver mail. And that sounds super boring, but it's very relaxing. You're just kind of on your route and you're delivering mail and you're running into characters that you used to know, right? Like this is your old town. Some new characters as well. But this game, if you like decision making and having things happen because of your decisions, this is the game for you. So you can go as far as to romance characters in this game. You can completely ignore characters in this game. And without spoiling anything, I don't think this is a spoiler, at the end of the game, it's kind of up to you whether or not you want to stay in this town, the town where you grew up, or go back to your hardworking, office corporate job. I feel like I undersold that, but it is truly a magical experience. What's not magical is how the game looks and runs on the Nintendo Switch. It is a skip on the Nintendo Switch, but a hard recommend everywhere else. If you have a Steam Deck, if you have a PC, an Xbox, PS5, whatever, play it. Like, please play this game. But on the Nintendo Switch, it's $19.99. It runs so poorly. And I checked in with the developers on social media, and it doesn't really seem like they're addressing too much of it. I don't know. It's a shame because I hope people don't experience this game for the first time on Switch. It's a great game, just not on Nintendo Switch. So skip it on the Switch. And finally, Disney Dreamlight Valley. This is obviously not a new game, but it's new to me, and I haven't played this game a ton, so I'll just give you my opinions on what I have played. Obviously, this is Disney's take on like a farming, cozy game, and even though I'm not the biggest Disney fan, I was pretty surprised by, what I experienced. So for starters, the mechanics in this game are really good. The farming, the just controls, the designing aspects of this game, the fishing, like the little things you would expect in this genre of gaming, the mechanics need to be good. And Disney Dreamlight Valley has really good mechanics. That was like the first thing that I noticed. The second thing that I noticed is the performance. You guys know me, I like playing games on Switch. I will pick the Nintendo version 9 times out of 10 over the PC version, with some exceptions. But this game runs really well on the Switch too. I've heard bad things about the Switch version, but from what I played, which is around like 4 or 5 hours, it ran well. I ran into like a few little glitches, but nothing game breaking. Now, for the sake of this video, buy, skip, I will say that $49.99, and that is the standard version price, is a little bit of a tough sell. Again, I'm not a huge Disney fan, but I do like Disney. Like, I feel like a lot of the appeal to this game is discovering the different worlds and going in the different worlds and interacting with the Disney characters. So the first world you'll go into is the Ratatouille world, and you'll meet Remy and you'll cook with him, and it's really cool because I love Ratatouille. There's also other worlds in this that I'm excited to try. Monsters Inc., Toy Story, things like that. Like, those are some of my favorites. So I'm excited to go to those worlds. But for $39.99, it's tough because I've seen this game go on sale so many times. So although I would recommend buying this game and even checking it out, I would say to wait for that sale price. Because even though this game offers hundreds and hundreds of hours, I do think that it's worth it if you get it on sale. I'll just say that. But yeah, big takeaways, mechanics, graphics, performance on the Switch are all solid. And honestly, I don't want to admit this, but I could see myself going back to this one. But yeah, just try to get it for that sale price. So there you go. Those are some of the recent games that I've been playing and my recommendations to go with them. Let me know in the comments if I got any of these wrong, or any games that you've been playing recently that you think based on these mini reviews that I would enjoy. I'm always looking for like new cozy game recommendations. Little Kitty Big City is on my list. Another Crab's Treasure is on my list, although that one's not cozy. But yeah, I'm always looking for recommendations. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out, everyone.